Hello everyone, it's me. How are you all? I hope everyone had a really good Christmas. I certainly did. It was a really nice break, in fact. However, Christmas is over now, and I'm actually recording this on New Year's Eve, but you'll probably see this on New Year's Day. So yes, 2014 is coming to an end, and 2015 is beginning. So it's time once more to take a look back at the year. Now, I've been doing this for the past, 3 years now? And it's kind of become a bit of a tradition with the channel. However, this year it is quite different from the rest because, unfortunately, this year has been, well, shit for me. Out of the last 3 years, this has been the worst. In fact, this has been the worst year I have personally had in a long time. 2 deaths in the family, 1 massive disappointment, an underwhelming AA, and a minor mental breakdown. All culminate in kind of a crap time for me. So, yeah, it wasn't great. But I will get on to all of that soon. So, let's start way back in January. So, Star Wars Fact File, a series that I was looking forward to and that sort of just appeared out of the air, started in January. However, one that I didn't carry on, which left many viewers, hi Luke, waiting for the next part of the review. Oh, sorry, you think I'm gonna record the next part now? Yeah, right. Yeah, sorry, everyone, no more reviews of that is coming. It was a good series while it lasted, weren't it? January, we also got a picture that freaked everyone out. No, not that. This. The image that made fangirls scream, Amigo, I really need to read more Dark Cybertron. The Stanley Parable came out in January and thus caught my attention, causing me to download it on Steam and be fixated on it for the next several days. Now, if you've never played the game, well, you need to, because, trust me, I can't make a joke about the reality-twisting brilliance of this game. The end of January saw me venture into the world of Barney the Dinosaur and monkeys. No, I wasn't falling into insanity, it was Beast Wars. Oh my, how do I say this without offending most of you out there? It's a special show. Yes. February is a good month this year. It saw me actually attend a local sci-fi convention, DemonCon 7, which it was a fantastic day. I met up with some great friends and got an interesting photos taken. Plus, the chance to meet Nick Roche again is always brilliant. Isn't that right, Luke? I discovered another Rob on YouTube doing the same thing, and, let's face it, probably better. And hopefully, sir, you'll be at AA next year. An interview during this month saw me get a place at East Kent College on a computing course. I'll talk more about that later. But I was glad that I was replaying Dishonored at the time. Because, you know what, it actually helped in the interview. I'm not kidding, it did help me. We actually talked about Dishonored during the interview. It was slightly weird. Plus, there was also some interview at Canterbury Christ Church University, but hey, we don't talk about that. Everything was actually awesome in February because of a certain film about a little awesome guy. The end of the month saw my journey for a certain science fiction begin.
It was the dawn of the third age of mankind, 10 years after the Earth-Minbari War. The Babylon Project was a dream given form.
Yes, it was then that I started to watch Babylon 5, a series that many people haven't heard of, or many people have a bad impression of. But really, everyone, it is, in my opinion, one of the best sci-fi series, and it took me a whole year to get through. But what a hell of a journey. This was one of the worst months of the year, as it saw a death in the family. No, not a comic book, but someone very close to me and my family died, and it was a very hard time. March, however, did see the release of the last episodes of Star Wars The Clone Wars, The Lost Missions. Now, I love The Clone Wars and how the series has developed through each of its seasons, and The Lost Missions are no exception to this. Granted, I did watch them on YouTube with not the greatest quality, but they are still some great episodes that really need some love. Now I'm just waiting for the Region 2 DVD or Blu-ray. Yeah, still waiting. March also saw the release of Bioshock Infinite's Burial at Sea Episode 2, a piece of DLC which was much anticipated by myself as I'm a huge fan of the series, and the episode saw that excitement taken to new levels, with being able to play as Elizabeth in Rapture. Now, would you kindly go and play it? April was the month of films, with The Amazing Spider-Man 2 coming out. A film I wasn't really looking forward to be honest, until I saw it and I loved the villains. Surprise, surprise. But it made me watch the original one, and I still don't like Spider-Man as a superhero. I think he's a bit ridiculous. But I don't mind the films nowadays. I have a respect for the films. However, the biggest film in April was Captain America: The Winter Soldier, which, up until Guardians, was one of the best Marvel films out this year. It was really enjoyable, and despite me not having a great attachment to the character, it was awesome. Plus, it didn't need any 70s or 80s music to make it so. May was the month of the meet, the London meet to be precise, which, in my personal opinion, and I don't know about everyone else, but I think it was better than this year's AA. Now, I'll get onto why that is later on, but I just think it was more social, it was more relaxed, it was just a fantastic day, and I wish it could have lasted longer. Yes, I had to leave a bit earlier, but that's what happens when you have to get a train back. And don't want to big up one of my own videos, but please, if you're interested in the event and you want to see some footage from it, go and check out the video I did afterwards. The introduction to that is, yeah, it's interesting. It's it's quite interesting, shall we say. The best comic series of the year also came out in May. That being Transformers vs. G.I. Joe, that came out on Free Comic Book Day. It's a brilliant comic in my opinion, and everyone seems to hate it, except a small group of us who are sort of campaigning for it because we like it so much. I still don't understand why, but I'm not going to talk about that here. I could make a whole video saying why I love the series so much. But please go and check out the Underbase's review of Issue 0, the Free Comic Book Day issue, that I was actually on for that, because we had a fun time recording that. We certainly did, I'm telling you that now. Poor Adam. Adam, I feel sorry for you if you're watching this, that you had to edit that much. Yeah. And it also spurred me into getting into G.I. Joe a bit more. So thank you, Matt. Thanks. Thanks for that. May is also the month for my birthday, and I decided to buy myself a classic film of Spaceballs, which is, in my personal opinion, one of Mel Brooks' best films. Plus, I got Master Force and Victory on DVD, which led me to the discovery of these two series over the next couple of months. Now, where's my masterpiece Star Saber and Victory Leo? Takara, I'm looking at you. June, like every year, is the month of exams, and this year it was more draining because I had 4 hours worth of exams in one day consecutively. That's not nice. That's not nice at all. The only redeemable event of June was E3, which I actually watched most of via live stream, staying up to ridiculous hours just to see the latest game release or the latest game trailer. Yeah, that's either dedication or lunacy. I still haven't decided which. Still, it was worth it to see the Arkham Knight trailer, Halo the Master Chief Collection and Far Cry 4. A nice break during the month was going to Sci-Fi by the Sea, which is a local science fiction convention, in which I caught up with some old friends, met Ben Waspshot, and just missed out on talking to Mr. John John. Plus, I saw some really overpriced Generation 1 figures. £100 for a combiner? Yeah, that's just ridiculous. The end of the month saw the release of X-Men Days of Future Past, which was actually a really good film, and it was a nice day to go and see it, as for the rest of that day I've been dusting off the entire collection, which, let me tell you now people, that's not a nice thing to do. It's soul crushing. July saw me watch R.I.D. again. No, not the new crappy series from next year. I'm talking about the original series with Flying Fish, Megatron as the Sixth Changer, and Scourge. Oh, they were the good old days. But of course, the most important thing in July was Heinrad. No, I'm kidding, of course. It was Age of Extinction. Now, I like the film still to an extent, and it helped that I saw it with some great friends, and saw it in 3D. Plus, we went for pizza afterwards, which really made the evening for me. And I hope we can do it again soon, guys. And Matt and John, you need to get yourselves to AA next year. I also completed Lord of the Rings War in the North, which, no lie, is one of the hardest games on the Xbox 360. Transformers Universe. I'm not kidding, I'm so glad it's over. July also saw me play some Switch, unfortunately is no longer with us. RIP. But more importantly, I watched all of G.I. Joe Renegades in the month, which is an amazing series. And you have to watch it, even if you don't like G.I. Joe. It really is superb. I think of it as sort of a Series 0 for the original cartoon. It's really good. August is the month of one thing and one thing only. An event that brings people together for a merry time and only happens once a year. Yes, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. No, but in all seriousness, people, Guardians was amazing. And please go and check out the video I did on it after I'd watched it. It is one of the best films of this year. It's certainly the best Marvel film of this year. And I'm still even listening to the soundtrack now. Of course, August is AA. However, this year's AA for me was underwhelming. Now, there are a lot of things going on behind the scenes for me, and a couple of things that happened during the event that just let it down for me. Granted, there were some great moments, but that's all they were, moments. For me, it wasn't a great year. Compared to the last 2 years, it lacked a lot. With last year still being the best AA I've been to so far. Now, if you go back and watch my post-AA videos that I did this year, that is not portrayed at all. This sort of attitude towards it is not portrayed. But that was probably mainly due to the massive hype I was still feeling from the event when I was actually recording those videos about a day afterwards. So it's not exactly accurate, but needless to say, AA this year wasn't the best time it could have been for me. So I really hope that next year's AA is just good, and I just want a good time next year, I really do. And it was kind of on this point that the year got worse as well, for me. However, it wasn't all bad, because right after AA, I was in holiday in Northamptonshire, and spent a week on a lovely rolling countryside there, going to Duxford and making terrible Transformers puns. I apologise for those pictures, by the way, everyone. Yeah. However, that too was kind of ruined near the end of it, because I had to attend a christening, and when I got back I found out how crap I had done in my results. And it weren't nice. It wasn't a nice way to end the holiday. At least as the month ended on a high note, with Doctor Who returning to our screens with Peter Capaldi as the new Doctor. A season that I thought was overall really good, and I do love Peter Capaldi, he just suits the role. No pun intended there. September saw me get into Brave. No, not the Disney film, I'm talking about the Japanese cartoon that followed Transformers. I started to watch Galgai Girl, which is the last series in the Brave franchise. And it's a fantastically well-made anime, and means that I really need to get a Chogokin figure. If only I can find one. The discovery of some old sketches led me to start drawing again, and spurred on a week in which I did nothing but draw. That was until I started college, when my time and energy both ran out. I still don't think I'm an artist per se, but at least it weren't a fluke. Now, as part of my first week in college, I was able to go to EXG, a gaming convention in London, in which I was able to play some of the latest games that were coming out. And it was just a fantastic day in which I got to know some of my peers in my class a bit more. October saw a lot of things change. Firstly, I came out to my friends and viewers that I was asexual, and something that I'm still very proud of now, and I'm looking forward to exploring more in the new year. It also saw another death in the family, my aunt. Now, I wasn't exactly close, but I did know her quite well, so again, it was quite of a shock when it happened, and it wasn't a very nice time. However, the only sort of redeeming feature of October was that it saw the release of Gotham on Channel 5, a series that has gotten better since it started, and something that I can't wait to see develop even further in 2015. November was the month of music and games. I got into Kansas that month, which is one of the best guitar-based rock bands of all time, really, in my opinion, and it's a band that hardly any of you have probably ever heard of. I acquired an early Christmas present during this month, an Xbox One to be precise, which led me to play Halo the Master Chief Collection when it released, and eventually creating my own YouTube channel and Twitch channel. And in terms of getting content on them, maybe in the new year. November also saw the release of Interstellar, which is a really good science fiction movie that captures the genre and is a film that I would recommend to anyone. Although, bear in mind that you have to sit in a cinema for 3 hours, and that does unpleasant things to your behind. Despite being the season of goodwill, December really started off quite terrible. I was diagnosed with a disease which freaked me out and may have caused me to have a slight mental breakdown, only to be told that actually there's no way that I could possibly have it. Not a nice start of the month. However, the release of Combiner Wars in the UK early lifted my spirits, and by sheer fluke led to one of my videos having over 4,000 views. I still don't know why you like that video, guys. It was a terrible review. Also, if any of you just subscribed, any of your new subscribers who, hello, I'm very pleased that you've subscribed to the channel for, have subscribed purely based on that video, not because of the usual content than I do, then please unsubscribe, because that's not what the channel's about. Reading More Than Meets the Eye, issues 31 to 33 also helped, and hell, those issues, death, yeah. Death is all I can say, really. To wrap up the year, going to watch The Hobbit, A Battle of Five Armies with a group of friends was a great way for me to relax just before Christmas and to forget about everything for a while. Plus, Christmas was a really lovely and relaxing time this year, despite me having a cold. So, that's it. That is the year. I hope this hasn't dragged on too long. I'm trying to make these videos shorter each year and year. But again, this year there was a lot of downs, more downs than there were ups. And for me personally, I'm physically worn out by this year. I want it to be 2015 now. I suppose it already is, depending on when you're watching this, but there's just so much stuff that happened this year. I could just do a break. And Christmas was that break, to be fair. And hopefully in the new year, stuff will change and things will get better. Who knows? Now let's take a look at the haul, because I got some interesting stuff for Christmas. So, the haul, and this is going to be in no particular order because it's just literally spewed out everywhere, and just ignore the change of clothes. So firstly, let's start with the most recent thing I got. Shadow of Mordor on Xbox One. This is a very good game. I highly recommend any Lord of the Rings fans get this game. I've only played about, 10 minutes of it so far? But it's fucking awesome. It really is, and I highly recommend you get it. Plus, it's only 30 quid in game, so it's a bargain. Next, we have the film that everyone seems to still not like, but I don't care because I have it on DVD. It's Age of Extinction. Yes, I've watched this over Christmas. I still like the film. I still like it despite its flaws and its limitations and the fact that it has no characters and... Yeah, alright, let's just move on. Next we have a book of wits, wisdoms and quotes. That's right, it's the Doctor Who quote book, which is actually really good. This book, it has quotes from all over the series, the classic and new series, like timey-wimey. Let's see, it's got Lazarus, it's got Dark Side of Humanity, it's separated into sections. It's a very, very good book. And another one to add to my Doctor Who collection, so I'm looking forward to reading into this. Now, what do you get if you cross a beloved sci-fi with a beloved English writer? You get Star Wars Shakespeare, that's what you get. You get these. You get The Empire Strifeth Back and The Jedi Doth Return. These are amazing. These are basically Shakespeare screenplays of the two movies. I got these as part of a kind of like a Secret Santa over Christmas. They're bloody awesome. 'Tis Tatooine where we set our scene. Join us, O friends and mortals, on this scene, another chapter of our cosmic tale. Luke Skywalker returns to Tatooine to save his friend Han Solo from his jail, within the grasp of Jabba the Hutt. But while Luke doth the timely rescue scheme, the vile galactic empire now have cut new plans for a space station with a beam more awful than the first feared Death Star's blast. This weapon, ultimate, shall, when complete, mean doom for those within the rebel caste, who fight to earn the taste of freedom sweet. In long so ago begins our play in a hope-filled galaxy far, far away. No, but I would highly recommend any Star Wars fan try and pick up these two. I don't have episode 4, A New Hope, in the books, but to be honest, these are my two favourite episodes of Star Wars, so I don't care. Now, it wouldn't be Christmas without a mug of some sort, and of course, it had to be a Transformers one. However, the brilliant thing about this is that it's not just an Autobot, it's a Decepticon symbol on the other side as well. So I can choose to be good or bad, good or bad, light or dark, evil or soppy. Now, I may not have said before, but I've recently got into Creos, the minifigures, and for Christmas, a member of my family brought me 3 packs of Creo blind bags from the latest wave. And so I got 3 brilliant, awesome little Creo figures. The first one is this, which is Wingspan Hawk, who, it's basically Generation 1 Wingspan. You know, all I need is Pounce now, and I've got the twins. But it's pretty awesome. He comes with these dual pistols. I love this little figure. It's awesome. Then we've got Misfire, I think, who just looks like a flying inferno. It's not the best. I think this is the weakest out of all of them. Still quite a good figure, though. And then finally, we have, and I can't remember his name. I think it's Weird Wolf. I'm not sure about that. But this guy is really cool. I mean, the printing on his chest, the fact that he's got Wolverine sort of claws for hands, the fact that he's got this massive sword that can be held or it can be on his back, it's brilliant. It really is. I love these little dudes. And now I've got about half a dozen of them, and I love little Creos. I really do. They're awesome little guys. Now, coming on all the way from Japan, and this was kind of my big second main present, because my main present was the Xbox One, which is over there and I got before Christmas, so I'm not really going to include it in the haul. But this main one is something that I've been after for a while. In fact, ever since I found out about it, I wanted one. And I saw one at Auto Assembly this year. However, it didn't have its box, and it was just in sort of the wrapping bit in the inside. And I was like, I'm not sure about that. However, careful eBay searching later, and we have the King of Braves himself, King X Kaiser! Who's actually falling off his stand. King X Kaiser! Yes, the Masterpiece X Kaiser figure. I got him from eBay for quite a steal, actually. And he's awesome. This is him here. This is a little guy. This is all you get. Unfortunately, he's a bit small. I know. A bit disappointed that that's all you got. I'm just kidding you. Of course I am. Here he is. Here is the main deal. Oh, King X Kaiser. Just absolutely fantastic figure. This is brilliant. I only wish that Takara had made more on in their Brave Masterpiece line. I really want to get a Dragon Kaiser now, but do you know how much it goes for on eBay? Yeah, I'm not going to pay those sort of prices. I'm just glad that I've got King X Kaiser. So look forward to a review, hopefully coming of him in the new year, because he's a fucking awesome piece of plastic. Now, the last main thing is something that I've been after for quite a while. Ever since I started this weird obsession with drawing, I thought I really need one to enhance my drawing. And it is an Intros Creative Pen and Touch tablet from Wacom. This. which is basically a graphics tablet that you plug into your computer, and it can act as a mouse and allow you to draw on the tab. So say if you're in Photoshop and you want to draw something, instead of using the mouse, which I find really annoying, you can just use a tablet. Much easier. 70 quid, Maplins, I can't argue. So that was everything. Thank you for watching this haul, and thank you for watching this video. I hope that your 2014 was better than mine. I really do. I hope no one went through what I did. And I hope you have a great new year. And I hope next year is good for you, as well as good for me, I suppose, because, geez, I really want it to be better than next year. But stay tuned, because in the new year, I'm sure I'll get out some videos or two. I've got stuff to review, which is awesome, especially this guy. Yeah. Although, hey, everyone says that at the beginning of the year, and then we don't make any videos. So just keep an eye on the channel for anything that might come. So until then, thanks guys for watching. Have an absolutely awesome 2015, and I'll see you later. Bye guys.